Okay, your tip of the day for today is how to round off the edges of your single push hands. Now, you've obviously got your yin and yang changes in your single push hands, okay? So your yang hand when you push, your yin hand when you receive. But what a lot of people don't get, now I do cover this on my instructional videos, but a lot of people skip past it, they don't think it's important. So what we've got to do is, when do we change the wrist from yin to yang and yang to yin? It's during the forward or backward motion. So if we slow it down for a second, what people will do is they'll change, they'll go push through the other side, holding, 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 change, holding, 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 change. Now that obviously makes it square and stoppy. Or they'll do this by where, if you watch my yang hand, I'll push through, and then as Ben pushes back, see how I'm changing to my yin as he's pushing back. I don't want to do that either. It means that my hand's still yang as he starts to push, which is already weak. I can't create strength after he's started pushing. It's got to be yin, or sort of in a neutral state, before he actually applies that pressure. Can you see how cold it is? So watch when my hand changes to its yin state. I'm going to turn from my center. See that? See how I'm still turning into the movement? So I'm still turning to the left as my right hand changes from yang to yin. Now when I say change to yin, if you start getting a bit more subtle, it's actually changing to a sort of a neutral state, but is verging on the yin side, so it hasn't fully gone yin yet. So if I explain that as we go through, here's a yang hand, there's the end of the yang. As I just finish my left turn, my hand goes to neutral, you see? It's just in the middle. Now as Ben applies the pressure, there's my full yin. There's my yin as the pressure comes on. So it goes from neutral to yin as the pressure is applied to me. Ben does exactly the same thing. He's a full yin, obviously, as I'm pushing on him. So he's got a full yin hand. He maintains that yin hand until about here. You've got to feel it yourself, obviously. But about here is where he feels like, the power's gone. The power has dissipated. There's nothing more coming into his center. So it's at that point he keeps turning to his right and rolls his hand, see, as he's turning. And now I'll do the same as what he just did. If you push again, see here, rather than saying yin, 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 and then changing on its own, I'm going holding the yin, and now watch when I change the hand. See that? I'm going with it. It's kind of like as if, just do it this side for a second. Watch my hand. As I'm coming through, it's as he's pushing. You don't do this in your normal push hands, but it's like there's a hidden application there of a grab, you see, like a pull down movement. You don't do it every time. You can do the pull down if you wish, but the motion of when my hand rolls over is there, like as if I'm going to grab the hand. Meaning that when my hand turns over, there has to still be a bit of momentum. Because if I go to here and now try to grab Ben's hand, he's going to elbow me in the face. It's not going to do any good. But if I can pull on his hand there, just as I'm still turning in, that's the point where I would grab his wrist to pull him forward. So that's the same time that I change my wrist structure. Holding, holding, holding. That's when I change, but instead of doing the pull, I just push back. So in other words, if you add in those two little corner points, it'll smooth out your single push hands, put that rounded edge on the end of the push rather than just sort of doing square motions all the time. Okay, thanks Ben. This is Brother Ben, for anyone who doesn't know him, my big brother. And we are still in Austria, just at the base of the Alps, just finished our skiing trip. So yeah, hope you liked that tip. Stay tuned for more.
See you soon.